everyone. My name is Rehan. It's really challenging to introduce yourself sometimes because if you go too humble, people think, I don't want to listen to this guy. If you go too much, oh, he's just too much, right? So you don't really know what kind of crowd you're dealing with. I live in Pakistan. I still live in Pakistan. I live in Karachi. I started my first business when I was 13. Never went to college, never went to university to study. Started over 150 ventures. Started my first company in the US in 1999. And then I was not allowed to come in this country for 11 years. So I had to learn how to run a company sitting in Pakistan, in the US, and end up controlling 5% of the entire phone system in this country. So I had to learn that, and people, my customers used to tell me that I don't exist. You're just a fluke. You just we have never seen you in our lives. You can't be real. So I started making videos, and saying, hi, I'm real, and now I have over maybe 2,000 videos on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere. And I was rejected 26 times for different countries for visa based on I'm a Pakistani. So I started traveling through social media, and now I have 800,000 people on my Facebook all over the world. Did that cut off back? Okay. That was Facebook. Okay, so now finally I have so I grew my company sitting in Pakistan with the amazing team which I have. Actually, they do all the work, I just sit there. And I have been able to now, we got an award, we got invited by Harvard, so I finally got the visa to come here. And I met Rehan at that time also, the first time. And eventually I got here, now I've done 90 countries. I'm trying to go to all 197 countries. That's what I do. That's why I look like, I'm totally opposite to this guy who is the most well-dressed person in this room probably. But I love this man, by the way. He's so humble and always amazes me when I meet him. So I think I'm a student of life right now, trying to understand how it works, because there's so much we don't know. We don't even know how, I did not know how to say Assalamu Alaikum or hello up to 4 years ago when I started meeting Fatma Surya Bhatia, and I saw that she would go anywhere and just say, hello, beta, how are you? And she would go like this, and he would just bow down and get everything done. No bribe required, no money required, everything just gets done. I was so amazed, what magic does this woman have? And this woman's house was like a mosque. Everybody can knock in, bend the bell, and they come in, hello beta, how chai to you, have some tea. What's going on here? Why aren't there security guard outside her house? She's a celebrity. Why doesn't anybody shoot her or kidnap her in Pakistan? So all these questions were stuck in my head, and I started changing myself. And I started getting similar magic things happening to me. Everything just happens automatically. People just show up and things happen. So I'm just learning how this world works. One of the things which I like to use technology now for is Pakistan and all the third world countries or the developing countries, whatever the number is, third, 1, 2, 3. I think the problem is that people who are graduated from good schools, they want to go to Dubai, Europe, US. So we end up with a brain drain. So what I do is, because I knew how to live in Pakistan and still work in this country, and reverse it. So when I was a friend with Facebook and with him, I never met him in his life. I convinced him to be my friend. And not just him, Steve Wozniak and Wall Street Journal editor and owner, they're all my friends now. So I go to places. I was in Washington DC last month, I think, and a CNN journalist was there and said, "You're my Facebook friend." I was like, "What?" So this is really weird what's happening. But what I want to do, use the power of Facebook to reverse the brain drain. What I'm doing now is, in Pakistan and many of the countries, unfortunately, we don't have water, electricity, toilet everywhere, but we have Facebook. You just buy a SIM card or free, get it one free, put it in and it works. You don't even have to pay anyone to do that. So I started giving free laptops to people like 3 years ago, that if you steal my 500 Facebook friends who are not from Pakistan, I'll give you a free laptop. Now what does that do? What it does is they have to look like him, dress up, put a nice Facebook photo. Mariam is there. Mariam, do you have a book of mine? Can you pass it over? You have to present yourself and become articulate in yourself and find your skill, and then you go out and present and different you. One of the boys who did this experiment is now a partner with Steve Wozniak. And he started a company with him. They have never met each other, ever. They're just Facebook friends. So what my goal is now is to, the results I'm going to publish, I have 300 stories of these craziness happening, and these people are changing the world in ridiculous ways. So that's, I don't know if it's too long or big, but thank you so much.
That's perfect. So Rehan, I'm reading your card. I just love what you write in here. Rehan says, I love to make new friends. I use social media to connect people from all over the world in order for us to learn, understand, and love each other more. How cool is that? I'm on a quest to connect 1 million people via Facebook. Will you join me? Can you talk about that? What's your dream?
Well, as I said, the world is becoming flatter and flatter and flatter, right? We talk now to all over the globe, to WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Skype for free. When I started my business here, in telecom, 2000, it was $5 a minute to call Pakistan. I offered $1, then I made it 5 cents, and I made a killing. The world is changing. The world we live in is very, very, very different, but we don't understand it. And that's the big problem. That's why we blame everybody else for all our problems. And that's an easy way out. So I started a foundation, and one of the projects under that is called the Institute of Peace. The website is instituteofpeace.org, and we encourage so-called enemies to talk to each other. And the way we do it is many different ways, but primarily on Facebook. So now I have thousands of Jews, thousands of Christians, thousands of all races and all country people on my Facebook, and I throw different questions on my wall, and you can imagine what kind of havoc it creates, because all of a sudden you have all points of views bouncing in the same thing. No, you're kafir. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Well, bring some proof. So what happens is that it allows finally a kind of conversation which starts with hate, really big haters, but 200 comments later, they become friends. They're like, oh, okay, well, let's meet up. So I saw that like a few years ago, and then I do this full time now. I spend most of my day in trying to expose people to things which they don't understand, and they don't, because of those understanding, we remain in a certain way. Pakistan is not a poor country. Pakistan is one of the most powerful countries on the planet, with 200 million people who can make the per capita like Singapore at $75,000 a person. Pakistanis have 24 hours, Singaporeans have 24 hours. Pakistanis have the same internet, Singaporeans have the same internet. Pakistanis have edX, Singaporeans have edX. Now, how come a person who never went to school in his life from Pakistan, not me, there's another guy, is teaching to Singaporeans to make $100,000 a year? How can that be possible? It is possible in today's day and age with the YouTube, English, everything. This boy who used to sell biryani found a computer, something called computer we call it, and then that computer guy is now teaching the planet. He's like called onlinetostart.com, you can check it out, and he's making $100,000 sitting in Pakistan tax-free. Why? How is that possible? It is possible because the whole game is changing. Trump can promise jobs, but what happens to all the 10 million truck drivers who will be out of job in 10 years because the trucks will drive themselves? And the taxi guys. So the world has to reinvent itself, and we are sort of focused on traditional education. We're focused on the pre-YouTube, pre-Facebook, pre-LinkedIn time zone. You know, like we have to have a Harvard degree, otherwise you're a failure of some kind. So I don't send my children to school. I have 6 kids. What 2 of them are here. They don't go to school, regular school. I don't send them. I was like, why? Why do you want to go and get destroyed for your brain, right? Go and travel the world. Go and see real people. Go and see real mentors who can teach you. Like this is how it used to be 200 years ago. Why can't it be done again? While you're teaching, while you're learning, how about teaching it to 100,000 other people? So whatever I learned is being broadcasted on my Facebook. You can join me and join my classroom, and that's how I learn. I go out to the world so I can travel, and others who cannot can see through my eyes. If they want to, I can ask their questions to them.
So this question comes out of this little guy asking questions, but from all 3 of your standpoints, your network has been basically your network. Could you talk about how sort of you took initiative and made sure to keep moving forward, even though there were probably times where you were down and saying, "Oh, I'm not going to go out and meet these people. I'd rather sit at home and do nothing."
So the way I see it is like a Bollywood movie. You are a hero, you get shot, you just don't fall down. You go on going for 3 hours, you sing a song on the way, and you keep on going on. You know, the movie has to end. You just don't die. Just don't die. Like the Terminator guy. He just doesn't give up, right? So you just keep on going, no matter what happens. Even if you lose a leg or lose a hand or whatever, you just keep on going. No matter what, it's a girl you're after, or the career, or the job, or the startup, whatever it is, it's the persistence. And that's what I think Trump got elected. That's what got him elected. He just never gave up. He said, if I lose, next day I'm going to court to sue her. Right? His perseverance was what won him the election. I think that's the only thing he had. And if you get that, in anything, you will get it. You will get that done.
How's it going, Rehan? I'm Zain. I had a question on your Facebook strategy. So you're advocating just going out and adding people. I mean, isn't that a little creepy? Like, what? I'm just curious how that's working out for you.
So imagine you study now at Stanford or Harvard. You're hanging out in your classroom. Well, don't you want to go out and meet those people? Don't you want to communicate with them? Those are the people who are going to become your future startup partners, your future spouses maybe. Your future is with them. Business is not done based on intellect only. It's done both based on trust. If I don't trust this guy, I'm not going to do business with him. The trust starts with, hello, how are you? It's not creepy. It's hi, how are you? Just start there. And it's a book. It shows you how to, like make Facebook friends. But how to make friends and influence people was such an amazing book. But what I have done is I've collected 5,000 of the most amazing people on the planet. You can come and take my friends and ask them to become your friends. Because these people, as I said, they're Wozniaks of the world. These are crazy people who are willing to change the world. So I'm offering you that network to come in. People hide their network. Everybody hides who wants to know, this is my network, I'm not going to share it. I'm saying, here you go. Take them, learn from them, grow with them, watch them every single day. Because learning is not like one time. You can't just get a degree. It's like every single day, small pieces of information that allows you to become what you're supposed to be. You can't. I wish I could eat for a whole week. I cannot. I have to eat every day. It's a lot of work. But it is how it is. Learning goes on all your life, and I'm suggesting have great friends. When we were like in 6th grade. खराब दोस्त से तन्हाई अच्छी है और अच्छाई से है अच्छी की सोबत. It's better to be alone than a bad friend, and it's better to have a good friend than being alone. So that's kind of, if you have a good network, your network will, if I have my 5 best friends as millionaire, you're the 6th guy, dude. It's going to pull you up, because he doesn't want to, he's in his Tesla, you're in your whatever, right? So he's going to pull you up.